Greetings and welcome to another Fate Grand Order video. It has been a long while, but at last we finally have a new event come along. Well, a little bit old, but it's new to us because this is the Apocrypha event, well, crossover. And this is right now only the pre-release campaign that's coming with a summoning campaign, so let's take a look at that. But first, we have MP animation and animation attack updates for Siegfried, for Atlanta, and for Mordred. And Mordred's probably the one that deserved it the most. She is a 5-star after all. But from what I can see, yeah, she is going to look a lot better with the red lightning and everything. Now, let's take a look at the other bonuses. So as you can see, double friend and strengthening success for the following servants. So everything. I'm not really sure why Kintoki is there. I honestly don't know why. I don't recall him seeing in the anime there, or David either, or Giorgio's. There's just a lot that I don't recall seeing there. And then half AP cost for interludes and strengthening quests. This is very nice, make them stronger. And Xperia cards of strength are available for a while. And then the Da Vinci shop is going to have a few things available for rare essences. I took a look at them, but they're not particularly worth collecting, honestly. They only have 50 XP to the Mystic Code and 50 XP to the Bond. So it's not that special. Special background. This we already have, I believe, and let's see. And this we already have. So this is just what happened in Japan, but because it's not here yet, this is all we know so far. Now, the summoning campaign, there's going to be 2 banners on this thing, and one is worth it and one is not that worth it. So first, the Black Faction. So Jack is absolutely worth it if you don't have a strong anti-female character. She does insane amounts of damage to females and even more if they're Rider. Jean d'Arc is not limited. She is part of the main summoning pool, so she can show up at any time, so you don't have to worry about her, as well as Vlad III. So out of all of these 2, Jack is definitely worth it, and Jean can definitely help you create a stall arts team to beat some of the most difficult events. Other than that, neither of them are particularly worth it down here. Let's see, Astolfo is really only used for clearing the QP daily quest. Fran is an okay berserker, but she lacks survivability, and Siegfried only deals extra damage to dragons, so yeah, not that good. Now let's take a look at the red banner. So we have Semiramis and Amakusa Shiro, 2 actually limited servants. Amakusa is okay for a ruler. He's buster based, and his Noble Phantasm removes all buffs before dealing damage, so that makes it pretty decent. Semiramis, we had her not too long ago. She is a supportive assassin for, I can't remember one. Karna is actually a very decent AoE Lancer. He can do a good amount of damage, but because it's AoE, it doesn't deal that much damage. And Mordred, I would say, is absolutely worth your time in trying to get, because she deals extra damage to all the Arthur enemies, so all proper Arthur, so regular Saber, Saber Altars, their Lancer versions, their Beach versions, the Mysterious Arrow X's, all of those receive extra damage from Mordred, and it is a significant amount of extra damage. Other than that, Atlanta, you probably already have a copy of her. She's okay, she's a quick archer. She can definitely fill up your entire critical stars bar in one turn if she goes by herself. But other than that, these banners are pretty much okay. I would say definitely go for Mordred and Jack the Ripper if you're going for one of these banners. Now, let's talk about the actual event itself. The Inheritance of Glory. Now, during this event, we obviously got a lot of stuff. So, main info. So, the main thing here is that we're going to get a free 4-star servant in Sieg, although I personally do not believe he's particularly good, but it's a free servant. And let's see, battles were released in 5 stages. Let's see, event summary. Certain part of the main story, a few requests appear at once. These battles have a few difficulties, but the most damage points are high. After defeating the boss, more main quests will be unlocked. We begin at the start of the event, and you need to beat the event to get in for free. Alright, people from both black and red factions. Not really sure what this is. Let's see. Boss raid schedule. So these are the ones that are appearing and when they're appearing. Event bonus. Damage up servants. Okay, oh yeah, and we're also getting these 2 guys. We'll go over them in a little bit. But these are the damage up. Once again, I don't know why Kintoki is there. I just don't know. But the summoning campaign. So we are finally getting Achilles and Chiron. And these craft instances here, so let's see. MP gain 10%, MP damage plus 10%, and start battle with 40%. This one seems pretty good, especially if you're using a servant that relies on spamming their Noble Phantasm, like say Medea, or anybody else that fills it up pretty quickly, like Chloe. Then let's see, motivate arts and buster plus 8%, probably 10% maxed out. Defense plus 3, probably 5% when maxed out. So, pretty meh. And quick plus 3, MP gain plus 5. This one is actually not too bad for a low star craft essence if you're looking to get somebody that relies on quick. Obviously, a Stolfo's there because that's what he uses. So this one isn't actually not too bad. So these two here, a pilgrimage to the other side, unless they part, definitely not too bad. But we'll see what you get during the summoning campaign, right? Now let's take a look at the free servant that we're getting. So he is a caster with only 2 hits on his arts cards, only 2 arts cards, 3 on his buster. MP charge rate per attack is not that good. Oh dear. Let's see. Skills. Increase on MP generation for 3 turns. Increase on max HP. That's pretty low for MP generation by himself. So increase on arts performance. Pretty low. I was expecting a lot better. And let's see. Increases on damage against dragon enemies for 1 turn. Okay, this is a lot better. And charges on MP catch. Okay, good. So he is designed to deal damage against dragons for some odd reason. Okay, let's see. Oh, critical damage, arts performance, debuff resist. Okay, let's see. Arts type deals damage to all enemies, reduces their defense. So it's going to be up here because you're going to get the 5 copies. It only hits 3 times. It is art, so it can help recharge them and lowers defense. Okay. But because it lowers defense, you're going to launch it first, so usually it'll be around here. So I'm not really impressed by him. He is a caster that has no support for anybody other than himself, and he only reduces defense, so he's basically supposed to be a damage dealer in the caster team, but because he only has 2 arts cards and only hits twice, it's very difficult for him to charge his MP bar. Even with this skill, it really isn't that much. So I am not at all impressed by him. Now let's see. When Sieg increases party's MP generation rate and MP damage by 10%. Now this is much more like it. Unfortunately, it requires so much investment into him that I'm not gonna get that anytime soon. So let's see now. Let's take a look at the real stars here. Achilles. Let's see. He is a rider. The watch double quick. 4 on his quick. Okay. What does he look like? Oh, very mecha-ish. So let's see what do we have here. Combat form increase on quick performance and increase on critical damage. Okay, then considering he has 2 quick cards and hit 4 times, very nice. Let's see, grants of invincibility for 2 attacks, 5 turns, very good, and increase on defense, very good. This is a very nice defensive ability right here. And let's see, 500% chance to draw attention of all enemies to self by 300% for 1 turn, so everybody's going to attack him no matter what. Increase on MP generation rate for 1 turn and charges on MP gauge. Interesting. Okay, so basically he will eat any single target noble phantasm by himself and help him charge up. So he is a rider that can act as a kind of a tank for a couple of attacks, which is very nice actually. On damage, quick performance, very nice. Now let's see. Tempestuous Immortal Chariot, quick damage on enemies. Increase on quick performance for 1 turn, active research, very nice. So you definitely want to end with this. 6 to 1000. It's a little on the weak side, but it does have increased quick power performance, so very nice. Now let's see, nothing too outstanding in the materials required to ascend him. Nope, pretty standard honestly. And let's see, the object that can hold the universe. Increase on MP damage by 30%, very nice. When he enters the field, grants party invincibility for 1 attack turns. Okay, this is absolutely worth grabbing onto him. Not only does it increase his own MP damage, but it grants everybody... Wait, can you abuse this? I'm thinking you can. You put him in the initial party, he comes in, he grants everybody invincibility for 1 attack, then you switch him into the back, and then once you're at the boss, you switch him back in when you need to everybody to survive, and yeah. Okay, then that's a pretty nice Bond 10 craft essence. So Achilles seems like a pretty nice and pretty well-rounded rider. He gains increased damage on his noble phantasm. He can tank a little bit. He can tank a little bit, and he can increase his own performance. So very nice. Let's see, Sprite. Nothing too particularly. Now let's see, Chiron here. Obviously an archer. Do we ever get his horse form? We do. I am very impressed with that. And he is following the saga of archers that don't use bows. So let's see. 2 arts, 2 quick. Okay, pretty standard. Evasion for 1 turn. Increases on defense for 3 turns. Okay, that's a good defensive skill. Party's critical damage, gains critical stars, deals 100 damage to self, but he can't kill himself. Not a fan of that skill. Let's see, increases 1 ally's quick performance, increases their arts. Okay, so this is essentially what Chloe and Emilia have for themselves, but it can be targeted. So he is essentially a supportive archer from what I can see. So let's see, Heavenly Scorpion single shot. Removes 1 enemy's defensive debuffs active first. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. And deals damage and reduces their critical checks. Okay. So he is definitely the one you want to start with because it removes all of their defensive buffs. So that's defense up, that's evasion, invincibility, ignore class disadvantage, and instant claw resist. So very nice from him there. Now let's see anything. He requires tentacles, which are relatively rare. And not much else. Let's see, when equipped to Chiron, increases party's quick and archer performance by 10%. Not that good, but he has to support the archer, so if you're making an archer team and you get him, definitely consider him as your support. He may not charge anybody's noble phantasm bar like other caster supports, but he's definitely not too bad, especially if somebody else can charge it on their own like Chloe can. So those were all the servants, but so what else can we find here? Let's see. Event shop, there's Sieg. Oh, we've got a craft essence there. Let's see, pretty much standard points reward. Let's see, what do we have here? We've got, I believe that's an experience craft essence based on the number of seen. Night medals, a few of them there. Oh, hello, what is this? I don't think I can see that one, so let's go take a look. So what is this one here? Increases Buster and Arts performance by 50% and MP damage by 15. This actually is not too bad of a card. This is actually pretty nice for casters that have Buster normal phantasms like Zhuanzang that we just got. Well, the rerun of it anyway. So not a bad craft essence there. There might be better, but hey, free is free. So let's see. So we are looking for that one, are we? Okay, what do we do? Let's see, main quest. You get one of those for free as always. Free quest, challenge quest. Let's see this. Wandering Priest. That's Shiro, obviously. Lancer of Achromatic. Not sure who that is. Oh, that's Benkei. And Archer of Achromatic. That's David, Berserker, Kintoki, and Rider of Achromatic, Georgios. Okay. Lancer of Achromatic and Archer gains attack up and defense up last 3 turns. Wandering Priest will drain his MP cards to buff all allies except him, attack up and defense up. Okay. That's good. You don't have to worry about Shiro's Noble Phantasm, which destroys people. Gains a buff that triggers upon his death. Buff will trigger grants allies from critical up and defense up. Okay then. So this basically becomes a kill everybody besides Shiro, or just everybody down. Doesn't seem too difficult. Raid stage quests. Let's see. Oh, that's the experience one we just saw. Okay, let's see. Battle 2, same thing. Yes. Battle 3, same thing. Let's see. Battle 5, same thing. Okay, raid quest stage 5. Ah, here we go. Here, should be able to head it. There it is. Heading towards Trifas. Let's see. It increases their damage. Okay, that makes this event a lot easier. Increases MP generation rate, increases critical damage, and gain 4 stars every turn. This... if you're building a critical team, this is definitely one you want. I mean, come on, it's got Mordred on it, so you definitely want it. At least I do anyway. But this definitely seems like a good alternative if you're going around building a critical damage-based team. It's not the one I would give Jack, because she requires actual quick performance for her Noble Phantasm, but hey, this is not too bad at all. So anything else? Let's see, there's that. It's all pretty much the same thing from what I can see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's the pre-campaign that we just looked at. So yeah, so anyway, that is a fake Grand Order of Apocrypha crossover event. Achilles is a pretty well-rounded rider. Chiron is a supporty archer, but he lacks some support for other people, unfortunately. He can buff their performance for 1 turn, but that's pretty much it. Out of the This one is pretty good, and this one is an excellent, cheap, quick alternative. And yeah, when it comes to the pre-campaign and the summoning campaign, I would recommend going for either Mordred or Jack the Ripper, since they are both limited. I think, is Mordred limited? That's a good question. Are you limited? And the wiki says that she is not limited. Okay, she's not limited. Okay then. Well, but I would still recommend going for it because she's an extremely strong and tanky saber. So yeah. So that is the Fake Apocrypha crossover event in Fake Grand Order. Hopefully you find this information useful, and we will see you next time because we are not too far away from the next event. So anyway, later.